All right.
Oh, we're rolling.
Well done. At least slate it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's Rowdy.com Big Three, where we talk NASCAR racing and specifically Buzz Cutler, the Samsung Mobile 500 from Texas. My name is Bass Masters. Issue number 1, because I've got them today.
You've got them?
I've got the issues today.
I come up with the issues.
I know you did, but you did a poor job, so I'm taking over.
Oh, it's your birthday, and you think you can just take over.
I am taking over, and I'm very, very old. Issue number 1.
Yeah.
Matt Kenseth has been strong. We could feel this kind of performance coming. Listen to what he says about how his team has been performing recently.
I've felt better the last 6 months. Everything's been looking up. Certainly the previous 12 months before that was frustrating for me. And, you know, it's been over 2 years since we won. I mean, you can't help but start thinking, okay, is this the way it's going to go? Are we going to keep trickling backwards, you know, and you just keep working as hard as you can at it and try to get, you know, the cars going the best you can, and hopefully you'll have some more chances to win.
So we sense this coming. Is Matt Kenseth back? Is he the 2003 championship form Matt Kenseth or not?
Well, when we talk about 2003 championship form, what we're really talking about is consistency, steady consistency, maybe a random win sprinkled in there here and there. And Texas obviously is a place where you would expect Matt Kenseth to perform well and contend for the win. So he met expectations.
Yep.
Which I think is good, which I think is what has been missing from Roush and from the 17 team over the past several seasons. So in terms of Matt meeting the expectations that we hold for him, yes, he's back.
And I think he is too, and I will say it's not simply because of Texas. To me, Texas was sort of like the cherry on top of the sundae. It validated what we thought we'd been seeing and what he thought he'd been feeling. He's been looking for that chemistry with the crew chief ever since Robbie Reiser
Well, this
left.
is like his 12th crew chief since Robbie Reiser
Now
left.
with Jimmy Fennig on the box, there is that consistency we're used to seeing from Matt. When Matt Kenseth, I'll tell you what was vintage Matt Kenseth. When Matt Kenseth gets to a downforce track and qualifies in the top 10 or the top 5 like he did on Saturday, 4 Saturdays race rather, you know he is going to be a factor and he's going to be up at the front, and he was. He paid off what he did in qualifying with a great race. So I agree. I think Matt Kenseth is back. I do.
All right, issue number 2.
Issue number 2 is Carl Edwards. Went into the race with a little bit of a problem in the tummy.
Yeah, some gastrointestinal distress.
The whole thing was
Thanks,
gas.
Mom.
Yeah, well, here's the question there.
Yeah.
Carl Edwards, points leader, is he back to what we saw earlier this season? Had not been a factor really for the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been a factor for the past couple of weeks. But
Matt Kenseth took the Carl Edwards role in this race, right?
Yeah, but it's not like Carl Edwards disappeared.
No, he didn't. He ran 3rd.
So, I mean, you can't really say that Matt Kenseth took the Carl Edwards role. They were both strong. Carl Edwards never really looked like he was going to grab the checkers.
He never hit it.
But he had a tummy ache.
Yeah, he did have a tummy ache. I think Carl Edwards, in a way, you kind of worried with Carl Edwards that maybe that start that he got off to at the beginning of the season was something that he wouldn't be able to sustain.
But would you expect Carl Edwards to perform well at Martinsville?
No, you really wouldn't. Exactly. But in California, he wasn't much of a factor either. So I think this was a good sense of validation for what we've seen early season from Carl, too. So I like Carl Edwards in this race, despite 3rd place finish, despite really not looking as fast as Clint Boyer or Matt Kenseth. I like what this race did for Carl Edwards in his championship chase. Roush Fenway won 3 in the points.
Roush Fenway obviously is coming on strong this season.
And another signpost here is issue number 3.
There's a signpost up ahead.
Yes, there is. Paul Menard. Listen to what he had to say after this race.
Yeah, just had a good car all weekend. We didn't qualify as well as we would have hoped, but guys kept working hard. We made some pretty minor adjustments, but a lot of adjustments throughout the race. We got it better. We missed a little bit at the end, but proud of my team.
Paul Menard finished 5th.
You know what's interesting?
Weren't you afraid he was going to do the slow fade?
I did think that both he and A.J. Allmendinger were sort of doing the slow fade. I thought reality is setting in for these guys, and it may still be for A.J. Allmendinger, unfortunately, because I like the dinger. But Paul Menard and RCR in general, Paul Menard specifically, had a good day Saturday night. Maybe Paul Menard can hang in there. I'm not sure if he can hang in the top 10, but I think he's going to certainly lurk around the edges.
This race, race 7 on the year, was enough to tell me Paul Menard, barring a series of disasters, is going to be in the running for a playoff spot. I'm not certainly willing to say he's going to get that 9th or 10th spot, but I think he's going to be there all season long, in contrast to AJ, who had another tough finish to his week. But we'll talk about him maybe a little tomorrow and Marcus Ambrose's teammate.
You know what Paul Menard needs? He needs to regrow that soul patch.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't need that.
That's what's missing right now. That's what's missing from the Menard package.
He's doing great now. He needs to keep the soul patch off. All right, For Buzz Cutler, my name is Bass Masters. Thank you for joining us on today's Rider.com Big 3. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about more NASCAR racing junk.
The Bass birthday edition.
Yeah. Happy days.
Oh, yeah.
We're having such a good time.
Woohoo!
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.